Good morning. Rest for your soul. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me. I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Matthew 11:29-30. Now Jesus here is calling for weary souls to come to him. He promises relief, rest, and refreshment for their souls. The passage is about learning, walking, working, and service. It shows us God's intention for us. It's not intended for us to be weighed down, but to give us rest. God has a purpose for us, but his purpose isn't an unbearable burden. The phrase, "take my yoke upon you," that's a metaphor that was used by Jesus, and it means to submit to his will, turn over control of one's life to him, and enter into discipleship. The yoke represents commitment, love, and service. Jesus promised that by trusting in him, the followers would find true peace and joy. It symbolized a connection between humanity and a higher power, representing unity, submission, and guidance. It can refer to the burden of sin and the need to break free from its control. In the Bible, it symbolizes submission, obedience, and a partnership to God. Think about it. How about you were given an option to choose a job? You choose a job that you would break up rocks, just like to prepare a field, clear a field. So you're out there breaking up rocks. We know that's strenuous. Or scattering seeds behind that plow. What would you pick? Would you pick the back-breaking labor or the leisurely stroll, throwing of seeds out? Y'all know which I would pick. Give me them seeds, please. I don't take seeds. But you get the point. So Jesus' invitation to walk with him is just a choice. Just like that I just mentioned, breaking up the rocks or throwing the seeds is a choice. His way is love, trust, and dependence on the Father. Our way is more like breaking up rocks. When he invites us to follow him, he invites to lighten our loads. That makes sense. Rocks are the seeds, heavy load, light load. That makes sense to me. The burden of sin and the need for forgiveness. Sin is an oppressive burden that weighs heavily on our souls. There's an example, many examples, but an example of David. He was burdened down by the sin. But even though he was weighed down, he sought redemption. He poured out his heart, expressing the deep anguish that he felt due to his sins. He describes the physical and emotional toll of carrying this burden. He recognized the need for forgiveness and cried out to God for mercy and cleansing. He said, "Have mercy on me, O God, according to your unfailing love, according to your great compassion. Blot out my transgressions." He asked God to wash away all his iniquity and cleanse him from his sin. Iniquity would just mean immoral or grossly unfair behavior. And this was Psalms 51:1-2. The burden of leadership can be a huge responsibility. Leadership comes with its own unique sets of burdens and challenges. In Bible times, we can refer back to Moses, who had the burden of leading the Israelites. Y'all know. Constant complaints, rebellions, challenges of leading them weighed heavy on Moses. Always complaining. Nothing was ever enough. He felt overwhelmed by the responsibility of caring for the needs of both physical and spiritual needs for them. So to lighten his load, God instructed Moses to appoint elders to share the burden. This delegation of responsibility, it highlighted the importance of seeking divine guidance. So you're asking, you're telling, you're crying out to God, and sharing leadership duties, relying on the support of others. That's something that's hard for a lot of people to do, is to trust that somebody else can do a job. They can't do it exactly like you, but even to just trust that they can do the job, that's hard for a lot of people to relinquish. It's like, no, nobody's going to do it like me. We're all different. Why would you expect that they would do it like you? So by him lightening his load, this relieved some of that burden from him. Burdens were never meant for us to carry. The burden of perfection is one thing. That's a heavy burden many people struggle with. They strive to meet unrealistic expectations. And listen to this. They believed that somehow their worth is tied to their performance. Unrealistic expectations. Here's your question. What are you trying to bear alone? Is there something that you are dealing with, that you're trying to do it on your own? Have you tried calling out to your Father? That's a start. Just think about that, though, that some of the burdens you might be trying to carry alone. How can we today, in today's time, make our life easier? We can start with gratitude. Keep coming back to that. Be grateful for all that we have been provided with. Everything that we have, we should be grateful for. Start with gratitude. Don't play the comparison game. Stop comparing yourself to other people. You are uniquely made. You'll never be like somebody else. Prioritize self-care. You can make it a habit to take care of you. However that may look, it could be getting rest when you need it, having a spa day. Hadn't had one of them in a minute. Treating yourself to something nice. Just make you a priority. How about getting a good amount of rest? These things I'm talking about are things that are going to make it easier for us to carry a load. Did you get enough rest? I know a lot of us don't. There are many things that we could do to encourage good sleep. How about setting a time that you'll go to bed and being consistent with that? Maybe not drinking alcohol before bedtime. Make sure you eat so you can rest well. There are a number of things, but good quality rest, that's one thing that can help. How about just keep things simple? Not trying to accomplish so many things at once, and I see so many people doing this. Take some time, take some things off of your plate. Stop feeling that you have to do it all. If you don't do it, it won't get done. I know we all have said that. Guess I better take this trash out because if I don't do it, it ain't going to get done. That's just one thing. Maybe I've said it a time or two in the past, not now. But I mean, that's with anything. Just take some things off your plate, though. You could pass things on to other members of the family. You don't have to do everything. What we need to remember here is the reason sometimes we take on so much is because we feel if we don't do it, it won't get done right. How about shifting your mindset a little bit? Things don't have to always look like they would look if you did it. We all are different. We do things differently. If it gets done and accomplished, it's done. Regardless how it got done, it got done. So we don't have to do everything. We think we do, we don't. Another thing that would help is just to remember to go easy on yourself. We all have made some bad choices. We're imperfect. That's going to happen. The thing here is that we need to forgive ourselves and not just keep beating ourselves up over it day after day. How did I do that? Why did I do that? Sorry, Marley. Why did I do that? Because you're imperfect. That's why. It's just a few things that we can try to make our lives a little easier. And as the topic said, rest for your soul. There are many examples in the Bible of where, like Moses and David and all of them, we were talking earlier, the burdens that they had on them, and they realized that they just needed help. And sometimes that's what it is. Don't be embarrassed or ashamed, or also don't think that if you don't do it, it's not going to get done. Maybe you can ask somebody to help you and show them a way to do it. And I say a way to do it because your way is your way. Just show them what you need to have done and then walk away. It's not always going to look like you did it. I have that issue too because I like things to be a certain way. And my kids just like, oh my God, oh my God. It's hard. But to make your burdens easier, that's what you have to do. Just walk away from it. And don't say, I wouldn't have tied that trash bag like that. I'd have done it. Do you want help or not? You want to make things easier for you or not? Just some examples. That's all. Just some examples. Because, child, we have so many things going on in our lives today. And what did I do with that? Oh, we have so much stuff going on in our lives today. We definitely need help. And don't be embarrassed to ask. What's that statement? That statement is, a closed mouth don't get fed. That's true. If you don't ask, you won't receive the help. If you don't ask, you won't know the answer. Anyway, it's Saturday. I'm happy, but then at the same time, it's like, oh my God, I've already have so many things to do today when I planned absolutely nothing. That's okay. What y'all gonna do today? Oh, y'all gonna be in them streets? Y'all not gonna be in the streets. Y'all never tell me what y'all do. Tell me. Put down here what you're gonna do today. Whatever it is, just go out and have a great time. That's what you can do. Just have a great time. And remember, one time for the one time. One time for the one time. Hey, one time for the one time. One time for the one time. Look at that shoulder work. Ooh, 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 look at that. Y'all can't tell me nothing. Don't worry about me. Get your mama. I love y'all. Y'all have a great day.